Okay, hi everyone, and welcome to the SwiftCase Productivity Podcast. My name is Adam Sykes, the founder of SwiftCase, the professional productivity platform.
And I'm Craig McCarthy, development manager at SwiftCase, and I'm located in our Baltic Triangle office in Liverpool.
I'm Phil Whitby, I'm a developer also at Baltic Triangle.
Okay, great. So today we're launching one of our series of podcasts that we'll be doing regularly. I think we'll be doing once a month, which is our book club. Now, we couldn't think of anything better to call it other than a book club at the moment.
And we don't want to invoke visions of Richard and Judy every time we do this. So if you've got a better name, please feel free to let us know in the comments below.
Yeah, leave it in the comments and we will rebrand as soon as possible.
Yeah.
So this month we're talking about a book called ReWork. So ReWork, Change the Way You Work Forever, by Jason Fried and David Heinemeier Hansson. And they're the guys behind Basecamp, the software, 37signals.com. And just reading the cover of the book, Seth Godin, the marketing guru, says, "Ignore this book at your peril." And if we turn over, we've got ASAP is poison, underdo the competition, meetings are toxic, fire the workaholics, emulate drug dealers, fight bloat, planning is guessing, inspiration is perishable. There's no jargon or filler in here, just hundreds of brilliantly simple rules for success. And that's by Chris Anderson, the author of The Long Tail. So basically, this is a book that you guys have probably read because I've told you, go and read this book. I'm probably even giving you the copy of the book.
It was a few years ago when you first gave it to me, and it was more when I started getting more into the management side of things in the company. And I know it really did, it changed a lot of things for me. I mean, the first one was probably actually saying no to things. In the past, you always like, well, I've got to make this person happy. That's what they want. I need their approval.
You're constantly asking yourself whether they are happy.
Yeah.
And testing to see whether
exactly. But you're kind of taking back control when you're saying no. And also, just because they want it doesn't mean it's necessarily the right thing for everyone.
Because actually, what they want is they want to use your expertise. So I think you said this before in previous podcast where you were talking about web design, when we used to do more design for customers rather than so it's more bespoke projects. So people would expect Craig to be the human pen, human doodle pad, I think you used to call it, wasn't it? No, we'd actually have people and they'd come in and they'd be like, "Oh, there's this chair, but we want it to be this yellow. No, more yellow. Oh, less yellow. Let's take it to yellow chair."
There needs to be more pop. That was my favourite.
So like, people want you to do a job for them, but they want to use your expertise. And I suppose by saying no and saying, well, actually, it'd be better if we did this, or it doesn't fit into your long-term strategy.
It works for both parties, doesn't it? Because ultimately, you're the authority, you're the expert at the end of the day, and they're coming to you for your expertise. So if you know what's right for them,
if you just do what they say, they're not getting the best service, are you?
Exactly. So that was a big thing for me, and it kind of changed the way I approach working with customers as well as people in the office as well, in the team.
So I just jumping back a bit, I just want to describe to people, I suppose we don't normally do things to the camera, but if we hold up the book, the way it's actually laid out is lots of very short.
It's incredibly easy to read.
So you've got like, don't be a hero, and each section's a very small guide, 1 or 2 pages of just a little, I think they originally came from their blog articles, just like a little explanation of a concept. So,
I mean, you read this most recently, didn't you, Phil? You probably did it in a few hours.
I think it was 2 getting his home. On the train, and then into work and out of work and all that. So it's really a bite size, and you don't have to go through it in a linear fashion. You can just pick it.
It's written a book. It's about productivity. They've written it in a way that's easy to consume and be productive, isn't it? So just before we carry on, if anyone wants to get a hold of the copy of this book, we're actually going to pick a name out of the hat from our subscribers and get the chance for us to send you this book. If you so subscribe to our channel, click the notification, and we will make sure that whoever wants to get a copy of this book is put into the hat. and we'll send out a copy for you if you are the winner.
We could always announce the winner in the next episode.
Yeah, we'll let people know by the next episode of who's won the book. So get subscribing if you want to check the book out for yourself. So what were your sort of highlights, Phil?
There were many. We just have a quick browse, but one of the ones that can let to mind that I always kept sort of going to mentally was the idea of be like a chef.
Yeah.
Where it was, chefs give away their recipes and they talk at length about how they produce dishes, give everything away, because they know fundamentally that they're not giving you the secrets, because the secrets are in their service.
Yeah.
So even though they've got, it seems like they're letting you behind the curtain to an extent, they're not at all. And that openness, in a way, and well, the openness and the self-confidence, I think, that makes you approachable and gives you that appearance of expertise, because you're literally putting yourself out there and being tested.
Yeah.
And if people can't follow your recipes, you lose credibility.
Yeah.
So that's
for me, like the content marketing.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, we put stuff out about all sorts of topics related to business, tech, productivity, because that's what we do, and we want to build trust with people so that they understand that we have the authority. We've been doing it for years, decades even. Like, we've been building software, and we know what we're talking about. And the best way to do that is to actually let people behind the scenes and let people know about
people buy from people. Then.
Yeah, exactly. So I think emulating the chef is a good one. I think probably if you read this book, you might even recognise some of the things we talk about, because it's very much guided a lot of my sort of early ideas when I started the business. So the idea of like meetings are poison.
Yeah.
You're wasting time in meetings. Don't be in a meeting. It's just loads of people sat around the table, either not being involved or basically having coffee and croissants as a thing. I phrased it in a recent video on our channel. If people want to collaborate and do things in collaboration, or have standing meetings, so people don't want to hang around too long, but certainly don't just go around from meeting to meeting, not actually doing anything. That was a good one.
It's just we found that the preparation time in the lead up to a meeting, there's decompression time after it. You're not just wasting your time in it, you can waste an entire day.
Yeah.
And there's loads of sacred cows like that I kind of exploded in this. And things like making estimates, making plans, they're wasted. Obviously you have to make some kind of
I think there's a blog post that I've done on this as well.
So these are all, for some people, they're common sense and they're taken as a given.
Yeah.
That these are things you've got to do.
Yeah.
You've got to make it good to me. But all you're doing is, again, most of the time, just wasting time, because even if you make a plan within a day, things go awry.
What happened the other day, it literally happened the other day. We planned out our entire day as we like I normally do, because there is a benefit to plan out your day, so but as soon as there's an external factor involved in that, something fell through, we couldn't do something, and that actually had knock-on effects to other things in the day. The whole day had to be rearranged, and it was just like, well, in that rearrangement, how much time you wasted in planning it originally, which if you plan just a day, it's normally okay, but if you are planning more long-term at too high a level of detail, the plan's effectively meaningless. And I think a lot of what they're talking about is business plans, so maybe not necessarily the task you do, but like your long-term goals. You don't know what's going to happen in the next quarter that's going to affect something 5 years away. Exactly. So there's limited sort of benefits from planning too far into the future.
Well, what I found from the book, it pointed out a lot of the flaws in the way I used to work, taking work home after work or something like that, and you'd spend all night sorting something out, and then you'd lose your sleep potentially. And it's just not productive, because if you're working 24/7, it's just not working out, is it?
Well, you eventually may turn away from that career. Because I've seen it happen with people who love teaching. Putting themselves through the ringer. Even I left teaching, probably not because necessarily I put myself through the ring in that way, but just because it was untenable in many other ways, and forced a lot of people to do that. I found ways to not take my work home, but they were always compromises that really I shouldn't have to make.
Yeah.
And I saw plenty of people who loved their profession literally being forced out of it because they couldn't continue because they had that work ethic forced onto them by the culture they were in.
It's a people pleasing, isn't it, really?
Yeah. Well, yeah, there's always somebody saying, can this be done tomorrow? Can it be done soon?
Yeah. It's like ASAP is poison. Yeah. One of their phrases off the back of the book that, like, you know, if everything's as soon as possible, and then we've had clients in the past, haven't we, where every email was marked as in the subject it was urgent, and every email had the high priority exclamation mark, and like it was never urgent.
Yeah, they just wanted.
They just wanted to make this sort of thing that we're demanding something, so it's urgent. But it ended up being the boy who cried wolf, because when they actually did want something urgently, everything was urgent, so nothing was urgent, and it was just like ASAP is poison. You know,
so it's supposed to be laughed this.
It's just like, you know, you don't think things through. If you're doing everything ASAP, should you be doing it? You know, should you be focusing on something else? If you keep changing what you're doing, you never get anything finished. Yeah. And so I mean, like I said, this book's probably a big part of my business culture, my sort of thinking around business, that don't do things because everyone else has always done it that way. So certainly, I suppose in teaching, I've been involved in education through like a governor role, and everything's so structured, and you've got to fill out these metrics, you've got to do these, everything's like these tests, these stats, these monitoring exercises.
Every action has to be recorded.
Yeah, and everything has to do everything the same because there's a framework. And this book really is like put all that in the bin and just do what works. You know. So like you've touched on the fire the workaholics, ASP is poison. A good one as well, which I thought, which they touch on in a few things. So there's underdo the competition in this one, and also about building like a product that isn't half-assed, build half a product. Yeah. So this idea of rather than trying to do everything, do something really good.
And that it applies to so much, doesn't it? Like in the past, we've spoken about our video marketing actually, and how recently we've started getting into the idea of video content. Now we could easily spend weeks on end perfecting this amazing. Exactly. You know, it looks like it's been directed by Peter Jackson or something, but it's just not worth it. If you can't get it out there quick enough, you're going to get left behind. And I love the way the book deals with it actually.
And then a sort of similar way with the half a product as well. Like if your system, like our system's a workflow system, you know, there are other systems that do other things. People always ask us, can you do accounts? And we say, well, you know, you can put a basic thing in, but really we integrate with other accounting systems. So if you want accounts, Xero is great at accounting. We're not accountants. We're not accounting software. Let's hook up our system. Let's integrate our system with Xero. Or like, you know, we've got people who've got various industries where there's specific sort of things to do with cars. And like one customer said, oh, well, if I could get all the detail about cars, the data about cars, we could drag it all in and you could build all the sort of information into your system. But actually, there was another piece of software where we could just integrate it, and they'd already done all that hard work. And rather than us taking our product into a completely different direction off on a tangent, we can just focus on making things that are better than our core. And let other people do what they're good at.
It lends itself nicely to the idea of the workaholic, really. Where I've always been of the notion that the quote unquote lazy developer is the best developer, because they're not going to write, I mean, from our industry, they're not going to write tons of the same code that does the same thing over and over again. They're going to write one function that does the same, does it all for you. They're going to condense that work that they'd spend nights doing into something that they can do in an afternoon. And they don't have to worry about it again. And I think that's, quite good. Working effectively rather than harder.
So it's value that matters rather than bums on seats and hours clocked in, isn't it? And I think this book's got loads of great ideas about that. I mean, if we go to the thing, there's all sorts of different sections: productivity, competitors, how you should, underdo your competition. So, do something, don't do everything your competition does, but do one thing better. Promotion, of your product. It goes from the very beginning of your business all the way down to so getting started, all the way through progress to dealing with competition, hiring staff, culture of your business, dealing with bad news. It covers the whole thing. So if you are thinking, or you're thinking of starting a business, or you've already got a business and you want to find some better ways of working, then I think ReWork, Change the Way You Work Forever, is a great book, and you should check it out. And like we said before, if you want to get a copy of this book, then subscribe to our channel, click the bell for notifications, because we'll be giving away a copy of this book to one of our subscribers, and we'll let you know within the next month, and we'll announce it on our next episode.
That sounds good. And if let us know what you think about the book on our social media channels as well. You can follow us on Twitter at SwiftCase UK. We're all on LinkedIn if you want to have a chat about the book at all, or if you've got any other suggestions. We've got Phil Whitby, Craig McCarthy, and Adam Sykes. And check out our website for more information about some of the things that we do and some of the ways that we put the advice from this book into practice. That's SwiftCase.co.uk.
Yeah, and if you've got any other suggestions of any books or any methods that you use, or even if you've even read the book and you share an opinion, leave a comment below.
Okay, that's great. And next month we'll be looking at Seth Godin's This Is Marketing. As you've noticed, we've been doing a lot more with marketing recently, and I've read quite a lot of Seth Godin's stuff, and I certainly watched a lot of his videos on YouTube. This book's got a comment from Seth. He's a marketing genius. So This Is Marketing by Seth Godin will be next month's book, and hopefully we'll see you then. It's been the SwiftCase Productivity Podcast. Thanks for listening, and see you next time.